This video was made possible by Squarespace. Build your website for 10% off at squarespace.com/HAI. The UK political system, my mixtape, the third example, these are all things that are on fire. Also on fire is the town of Centralia, Pennsylvania, or at least the ground under it. The story of Centralia begins pretty identically to that of any other mid-Atlantic coal town. Some rich guy buys land, finds coal, mines coal, town starts to exist, town starts to get cool with saloons and hotels and general stores, there's a heyday, and then the town's cool factor diminishes as coal demand decreases. Basically, by the 1960s, all the mines had closed and the population had decreased from its peak of 2,800 in 1890 to 1,400. Because they hadn't yet invented the environment, when it came to doing the annual landfill cleanup in May 1962, it was decided to just burn the trash. So they hired 5 firemen to set the fire to the fill and then fight the firemen set fire until it became not a fire. It turns out though, that astonishingly, in the coal mining town there was a coal mine under the landfill, and it also turned out that there was an open mine shaft under the vast pile of trash, and it also turned out that coal burns. Surprise surprise, the fire spread underground into the mine. That was stupid. While this theory is the predominant one, there are other competing theories for how the fire started, such as via a non-fireman-induced fill fire, or that it wasn't even started in 1962, that it was just the continuation of a coal fire from decades earlier. You see, there are 3 main factors leading to the longevity of coal fires. Coal burns slowly, coal is underground, and where there's coal, there's a lot of coal. Coal fires are therefore quite common, and while some can last for a few months and look like this, others can last a few millennia and look like this. In the genre of Australian things that can kill you, this coal fire in New South Wales, Australia has actively burned underground for about 6,000 years. It advances at a steady pace of 3 feet or 1 meter per year as it destroys the land above it, which would be a bigger issue if anyone lived here. But oh wait, people did live in Centralia, Pennsylvania, and so this coal fire was a massive issue. Obviously, as soon as it ignited, Centralia and Pennsylvania began a massive operation to extinguish the fire before its spread threatened human life or property. Fire departments from across the state all amassed upon Centralia in the day— oh, actually, no, sorry, I'm rereading my notes. In response, the town of Centralia sent a letter to the Lehigh Valley Coal Company, who owned the mine, informing them of the fire. Over the next few years, they tried a few different methods of stopping the fire, including digging trenches and pumping water underground, but nothing worked. By 1972, the fire had grown to this immense size. Oh, no, zoom in to this immense size. Yeah, these fires really don't spread very fast. Nonetheless, as it inched closer to the populated part of the town, the effects grew as the land became inhospitable. The fire would make the land unstable, open up holes to the underworld, and emit carbon monoxide, which had the effect of making humans dead. By 1984, 22 years after it started, the underground fire grew to a size where it could no longer be ignored. The federal government allocated $42 million to buy all the homes in the town so residents could move away, and so they did. While 1,017 people lived in the town in 1980, only 63 remained by 1990. These 63 that remained refused to leave with the government's offer to buy their homes, so the government invoked eminent domain to take ownership of their homes by force. While the government now owned the houses, the residents still refused to leave, and the government eventually gave up on trying to evict them since it was bad for PR. The only upside of this was that, since the government now technically owned their houses, the residents didn't have to pay property tax or mortgages. Now you know the one easy step for living for free. Eventually, the government got back into the eviction mission, and by 2013, only 7 of the town's most stubborn residents remained. The government agreed to let them live the rest of their lives in Centralia, and in exchange, the houses would be turned over to the government upon their deaths. This town that was once home to thousands now only has 5 houses, 2 churches, a cemetery, and a municipal building. The only real sign of the fire is the gases rising from the barren ground, but soon the fire will likely start to threaten the nearby towns of Girardville, Ashland, and Aristes as it continues advancing slowly year by year. Obviously, the Centralia story is not smart, so if you want to raise awareness for anti-stupidity, you should set up a website at maybe-don't-set-trash-on-fire-over-a-coal-mine-and-then-forget-to-put-it-out.com. With Squarespace, you can set that site up quickly. All on Squarespace, you can purchase the domain, select one of their designer templates, customize it using their website builder, preview it, and launch within hours. The whole time you can contact their award-winning 24/7 customer support if you need it. If you don't already, you should absolutely have a Squarespace website to cement your web presence, and you can launch it today for 10% off by going to squarespace.com/HAI.